Well, the country's Minister of Finance says his ministry is closely monitoring the U.S. global economic market after the Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged some 800 points. The plunge has sparked fears whether or not the U.S. economy will be thrown into a recession following the volatility in the stock market last week that saw the Dow Jones dive. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Peter Turnquist, says the Ministry of Finance is being vigilant as it observes these trends. Acknowledging the Bahamas' vulnerability, Turnquist says the ministry tries to look to the future to get a grasp of what's happening on the global market to better protect the Bahamas. Trade wars between the U.S. and China have contributed to economic fears in the U.S. The Deputy Prime Minister commented on if there was a fear the Bahamas would be impacted outside Cabinet Tuesday.
As you know, what happens globally, particularly in the United States and North American market, affects us directly. And so as we look into the future, I believe the U.S. economy is still performing relatively strongly, although there are signs on the horizon that there may be some issues to come. As we in the Ministry of Finance make our plans, we take those things into consideration, and we try to ensure that we govern ourselves conservatively to take into account the worst case scenario. That means that one, we have to watch our spending plan to make sure that we are consistent with what we have projected.
Well, he says government is also watching its cash flow to ensure it has sufficient headroom to weather unexpected shocks.
Again, it's really some things we can't control, and so it's just a matter of us being conservative, being responsible, and making sure that we are managing our resources as best as we can, taking into account things that can happen on the long-term horizon.